An institution called Kenya Institute of Professional Counseling. That is where I met Francis. As he came to learn as a student, he wanted to do a diploma in counseling, and I was the admin in that place then. So he came and he started learning. I looked at him as a friend, and we looked at each other as friends. We didn't know that one day we will become man and wife. And we used to talk a lot, although we were not on the lines of relationship, until I'm the one who had lost my marriage earlier. I was 3 years, I had lost it for 3 years. And then when he lost his, he told me, and then he asked me, he told me he was going through some problems, finances. Fortunately, that time I had some finances. I helped him. Little did I know I was planting a seed for my marriage. And from that point, he asked me for he started the courtship. He asked me about our relationship. And although I had resisted a bit, I wondered what was happening from a friend, from a good friend now to a boyfriend. It was not very easy, but later on I thought, why not anyway? Yeah.
So she became my prayer partner, and I would share the problems that I had during that particular time. And then thereafter, my marriage broke up, and we parted together with my wife. Also my children went with their mother, and as well, so many things happened during that time that maybe I will not say them here at this particular time. But then as we proceeded that interaction, we got to know each other more. And as we are praying, then that is when I told her that my family now has broken up. And so thereafter, as we continued, as we prayed, in fact, I may not say what actually happened to me. Even when I was proposing, I didn't know. And it's just something that came up. And then I thought maybe the way that we have been interacting, I know her, I know the problems that she's having, how she is being affected by the previous marriage. I just proposed. I remember it was a day, I think she was taking her child to school, and then I just text, and I asked her for her in marriage, and so we started off, and we started organizing for it.
Sometimes personality of people, it sometimes attracts somebody, because from the psychological point of view, he's an introvert. He's this quiet people, and very detailed and very organized. Me, I'm an extrovert. I think as I talk and do many things together, I'm not a detailed person. And I think introverts and extroverts, according to psychology, they attract each other, just like that. Because they need, an introvert needs, these two personalities, they help each other. As I was looking at him, I would see a very quiet person, but very organized and very detailed. So when he asked me, at first I thought, then I prayed, then I said, I think this is the right person for me, because at least he has really helped me, by the way, in my life. Because of my personality, I'm a spendthrift even. You give me 5,000, I enter into a supermarket, the next moment I have nothing in my pocket. And even I'll be asking that person to return a few things, and I'll not be ashamed. So his personality has really helped me in my life, because like he watched me for a while, and he started slowing me down. Like now when I'm getting to a supermarket, he would tell me, Jennifer, can you do a list first? So yeah, these personalities attract each other, and as well they complement each other.
Actually, what I would say is that in most cases, I'm not excited in many things. But then when we are together, and when I invite her for lunch, I would feel very happy. I would feel comfortable. If I had stress and we had been talking together, then I would feel that something have happened in me.
Yeah, when he asked me, first of all, when I got stuck a bit, then the moment we started talking, that seed of love, it just flew within me. And I just started looking at him and seeing a very good character within him. And I started feeling like I just want to be where he is. And I just felt very attracted to him. I don't know how, but that is something that really came out very clearly. And incidentally, in the institution we were, I realized that there were other girls who now knew him and who had known the problems. You know, when you're doing counseling, there are times that you do what you call a personal development, and people open up and they say what they are going through. So among the classmates, there are ladies who could, among the counselors who are in training, there are some who got interested in him. But I didn't know. But now when I started having feelings for him, he also became very, very assertive. And many moments he would call me and tell me, let's go, we eat meat. And what I really liked about him, he was not in a hurry over things. He was taking me pole pole. So I liked his strategy. I think that attracted me so much, the strategy. And the way he would listen to me without interrupting. I liked it. Yeah. I'm telling you, when every courtship has a lot of lies, because when I would visit him and spend the night in his place, he would say, let's say we are washing clothes, we could wash together. I'm washing his, you know. And with time today, I don't see him doing those things unless I'm not feeling well. I thought I have gotten the, you know, somebody who can really help me. When it is cooking, I could cook. Actually, he's the one who showed me how to cook nice ugali. I didn't know how to cook ugali very well. He did, he showed me. I mean, kamonyesha kupika kuku ya kienyeji vizuri vizuri, you know. Those moments are not very oftenly there today, yeah? They are rare. And even, you know, my daughter sometimes she asks, si daddy utupikie kuku kama venye ulikuwa unatupikia those days. And he does it very well, especially when I'm not around, they are there. They blend so well with my daughter, with our daughter this time. In courtship, there's a lot of lies, and sometimes those things that happen are the ones which come to affect the marriage. You won't want somebody to see when you have not showered, but wait until you get married. These things just automatically you become exactly who you are. And sometimes some people are not able to bear now the real you. So it is good to be real, it is good to talk, it is good even when you feel like a law is being broken and you had talked, you talk about it. Remember one time, there's one of my brother-in-law, he had lost his wife. So his children at one point, it's like I got married with them. In my marriage, I was taking care of like 5 children. And I remember one time, I don't know what I did to him, he got very mad. And one of the rules that we had agreed is that we will never shout at each other in front of people. We will never handle our problems in front of people. Even if we annoy each other, we will look for space. So I remember, I don't know what I did to him then. He was shouting at me in the sitting room. I looked at him as he did it. I went to the bedroom, I cried kidogo. Then I came back. We had just bought a motorbike that time. I told him, I realized he had forgotten that he had annoyed me. You know, he's short that time, he looked like he was a bit taller. That time he was shouting at me. So I told him, he gives me a ride. So we went quite far in a place which looked deserted. Those days, that place hakukuwa kumejengwa sana. So I told him, swapisha hii bike hapa. And then I was out of the bike, and then I came in front of him and I asked him, why were you shouting at me? And he looked at me and he said, yani umenileta huku unichapie huku Jennifer. And we sorted ourselves there, and I reminded him, you don't shout at me in front of children and all that. So sometimes we ignore, unajiekea, and that one is what brings a lot of trouble. So I would not say that in courtship it is true. It doesn't matter if hata kama mumeokoka aje, ama mko kwa dini gani munaamini, you know, there is a lot of lies. There is no way you can show somebody, after it is in their unconscious anyway. But the moment you get married, that is when you come out in true colors, and that is when things happen. I don't know.
Yeah, like what he's saying, in marriage, when you are courting, you don't expose everything. They come out gradually. As you get to know each other, you look for a time when you are very comfortable. That is when you expose some of the things that maybe you would like to know. And like for example, when you are cooking or doing the other thing, there will come a time that you say, now take that responsibility. Even according to the Bible, when man was created and God looked at the man, he said that this man should not be alone. And then he created him a suitable companion, a helper. And so when she comes in, she is there to help. But in actual fact, the man should be having something that he is doing. Because you are not going to be helped with something that you have not been doing. You must be having something that you are doing so that the other person comes in to help. Otherwise, if he's coming up with some other things that he's going to introduce to you, then she's not helping, you are now the helper. But we can say that in a relationship you have to know each other, you get to help each other, each one of you. We are different identity. She has her own interest, I have my own interest, but I have to support her. Like when she is in school, I have to support her financially, and maybe even that cooking. It's also good to help her because sometimes you have a lot of time, a lot of work that she's doing, and so she needs that help.
And I think why things change in courtship, like the way we could wash clothes together and cook together, it's because when somebody is courting, they also have what we call unknown fears. They wonder now, if Jennifer comes and I just watch her wash all the clothes and do the cooking, she'll think I'm a very mean man. So let me show her I can as well help, so that she also continues getting attracted to this me, you know. So I think it's their known fears, because this person, you keep learning them. There is no day that somebody will say they know you completely. Also tell ladies, if you want to know that you're very special to your husband, or you can reflect, if your mom, you have a dad, you can reflect back and see anytime your father enters in the house, even today if he's there and he's an old man, the first thing he will ask is, where is your mom? And sometimes mom will just come, and when she comes, she'll be like, I am here, and he has nothing to tell the mom. It's the comfort that he draws in his wife, you know. The other thing is that this man does not know exactly what attracted him to this woman, you know. So if you look at every house, even if you reflect in your own house, you will see in every house a husband has a seat that they like, and nobody chooses that seat for them. And if you look at that seat is on a very strategic point, there is no way a man will keep a seat and the door is behind. The man sits at a strategic place where they are seeing the wife going to the kitchen, to the toilet, and anyone who is coming in there first, they spot that person first. But that's not the most important part of that seat. The most important part of that seat is to see the beauty and ask yourself, what is in this girl that I saw? You know? So when you pass by, he feels good. And you can see, you know, so they keep on, men are hunters, they keep on hunting their wives. So it is, that's why I say, even when women get married, sometimes they forget themselves, they start dressing very funny, they are very untidy, stalking and all that. Sometimes these men, they get very confused and wonder, how now did I get into this kind of so it's good to be also to be alert. Even when you get married, don't think this is your father. He's not your father, he'll always remain your darling. So remain attractive forever. One thing I would say is that friendship is key, is a key thing in any relationship. Because there are many people who are married. That time we were married, we were not friends to our spouses. And there are people who are married and they are not friends to their spouses. And they need to work out on friendship. Because I think our relationship, if we would look at it from a very deep end, we would say it started from friendship. Because we were very, very good friends with Francis. Very good friends. And even today, even this moment, we are very, very good friends. So what I would say is that it's important that couples give each other space and they build their friendship, their relationship in friendship. Because most people are doing drama. You see them together in church. It's a pastor and a wife. They're holding each other like this. But they don't mean it from the bottom of the heart. But one thing I like about our relationship is that we are friends. Because if he stands at a pulpit, he says his names, he can tell you what he says, tell them.
Yeah, I usually say that Mwangi wa Jennifer. This is my wife. And I could continue from there. I would say this, if it's a young couple, those who are starting, then they should know each other. Like I had known her personality. We are lucky enough because she's a counselor. I was also going through that process of becoming one. So I would study the personalities and I would know the type of a person that I'm going to join to.
Yes, it is extremely important. And not to go only to a pastor, ama mkubwa wa dini, to go to a professional counselor, because there is a way that they are helped. You will look at the expectations, you'll be told where those expectations are too high, they cannot be met. You will be helped, and that will be good. Or even I am really advocating for bridal showers and groom showers. Yeah. When you do a bridal shower, I have attended several. When you do a bridal shower, call a professional to come and talk and prepare this girl. And don't forget about men. I'm also talking to men counselors, him being one of them. And I'm telling them to organize something for the grooms. They also tell them what girls expect. Yeah.
For marital counseling, it is very important. One thing is because the counselor would take the couple through a process whereby they are going to know each other. At the same time, they are going to prevent some of the things that might come thereafter, and especially when it comes to things like separation and divorce. For one who has gone through that, you would say that it is very painful. It is not easy when people are separating, because later maybe that person is going to suffer a lot of loss. You lose property, and mostly you lose that love that you had invested in that particular person. And so to go out of that, you need to go through maybe a process whereby you are going to be helped through loss and grief, which is very painful. So to prevent this one, it is also important for a couple, even before you get married, go for marital counseling. Let the counselor take you through, so that you make a sound decision, whereby you are going to have your plan, and you are going to be helped on how you are going to start off, and how you are going to make your plans for the future, to prevent some of the conflicts that we usually find in families. So that one can only come out when you are having that marital counseling. So I would conclude by saying it would be good for people to see a counselor. And like what she had said, not only just a pastor, because some of us are not trained. So go to a professional, so that he can take you through, and you start off well, and then you know what you expect even in that particular.
Francis, what I would say is that I really love you, and I'm very grateful, and I'll be forever grateful to be your wife, and I promise I'll never betray you. I'll always be there for you all the days of my life.
Thank you. I also would say that for those many years, 13 years is not easy to stay with somebody, and I have known you, and I know you now through. So I would promise that the way you have been living, with the ups and downs, those are gone. And since I know your weakness, your strength, I'm quite sure that the other part of life that is left, I commit myself, and keep on loving you.
Thank you. Thank you.